It was just one of those evenings. I had Magixx over the studio. We went through a few beats and was like, let's log this one in. Orimi was the last song on the album. We're not actually expecting to put it in the album. Some of the plugins I used to get this project, I used the Omi's First Power Synth 2. I also used Nexus. We used some of Contact to Contact 8. We also used Analog Lab B. We used some samples from SARS. Then I created like new precs, like some from spoons, some ions, and you created like extra samples. Idea is don't crowd the beat, make it heavy, keep it open, and let the artist vibe as much as he can vibe. Hey, what's up? My name is Biano, and I'm doing the beat breakdown for Orimi by Magixx with Savant. Sit back, relax, and enjoy this episode. So first of all, Orimi was the last song on the album, so we're not actually expecting to put it in the album. It just came like the last guy, and it was cool anyway. It was just one of those evenings. I had Magixx over the studio. We went through a few beats and was like, let's log this one in. Let's log this one in. I was like, okay. Back end stories. I made this beat when Magixx was not around, so it was me and my guitarist Space, and we're just trying to create something that was a little bit emotional and like connect to like the hustlers, you know. So when we finished the beat, I was like, almost Space, this beat, na Magixx school chop am on because I actually feel him in the song, you know, that kind of thing. But when we met at the studio, I was like, Magixx, let's do this song. This beat I made, and you know, we played it, and it was like, come on, I like it. And next thing we already did the song. How did we start the beat? It was just basically chords, basic chords. And we started with like simple chords, but the idea was to keep it simple but make it very heavy. So we had a few options to pick from: pianos, 808, heavy drums, you know. So we start with the chords, a very simple chord progression, and we just had to add like a last note just to give it that extra flair, you know. Usually it's just a basic major note, so it sounds like this. Sounds without the last note, it sounds like this. So that's the basic, I think, fan so chord. I'm not really good with the working, but it's just basic chord. But just to give it that uniqueness, just added the extra last note, so it gives it that go down, da da down. So that created like the base for us for the song. I called up my guy Space. I was like, bro, what's up? I need chords on my beats. Can you play me something? And I was like, okay, I'm coming over. And he laced like a few guitars for me, and they really came strong. I'll play them one by one. So this is the first one. Idea of the first guitar was to be consistent all through the song, but don't change the character. So he played something that was going to go dun 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 dun. So that one just made like the base of the chord progression. So it went like this. So simple, but very, 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 very important in the song. Very simple. So we laced that with another chord that like supported that one, and that was coming like just give it like extra notes, you know. So like that's like the melody of the song, you know. It came like big time. So with this melody, we had to like create like crazy drums. But before we went to the drums, Space was like, I think I can play something extra that will give it that, you know, final touch. And it was like, okay, let's try something new. And it brought the like the last chord, and that like finished everything. So that's simple, but if you combine it with these other chords, you have this play. So that was it. We did that, and I added my original chords from the beginning, and we had that chord base already. Was full. So remember, the idea was to keep it soulful but heavy. Soulful but heavy. So for the intro, just to give it this extra spike, you know, initial energy and stuff, I felt like bringing like the 808. So I brought the 808 here just to give it that beginning spike. So it came like dun, 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 dun. So that gave it like the low end bass that was really strong. So that came in like bam boom. Let me solo if you can hear that alone. Mm. So remember the chord structure is just two structures. I don't know what it is, maybe fans or whatever it is. The combination are just two. So we are actually staying within those two structures. So we don't want to do more than the two structures, so we keep the melody together. So we're doing and we'll bring in the chords again. So there's a response to the chord. So it comes in like that all through. Dun, dun, dun. So for me, I have like a complete circle, and that like created something for me. So when Magixx came and fixed in the vocals, let me play with the vocals. So the structure changed a little, gave me like an open idea of how the song should be. So like it was really more open. So I had like more ideas to how the drums could really bang. Oh, no, no, yeah, yeah. Oh, no, yeah. So I already know we're going to go for hard kicks, hard snares, whatever hard is possible, but we'll keep it subtle so that we don't change the whole concept of the song. So I went to my drums. That's where we started the whole drum work. So we started with a simple loop. The hi-hat went like this. So brought in my second percussion. So that's like hitting on the fourth count. And counter melody. So anything that plays on the fourth will not play on the fourth again. So I'll play fourth, fifth, and like that. She's going. Then another counter melody again to that. So I'm playing everything individually, so you can hear the music open. Idea is to keep it open, but hard. More drums. So I'm creating like a mad bounce that'll keep your head jogging. So with that bounce, I can bring extra stuffs like peck and knocks. Notice two things are not playing in one place. There's always space for the other person to play. So that's the idea. And more pecks. Then extra pecks again. We have this simple sound that's really going like crazy. I wish you guys can hear it. Let me solo it. So that's what it's doing there, but very subtle. So with the whole song sounds like this. Okay, so we have the loop playing now. So with that, we had the headway for drums, but it didn't end there. More headache came because we needed something that would help the drums. So we thought of bringing extra stuffs like this. So now this guitar was just to help. It wasn't really for the melody. It was just to help me build the drums, but somehow it became part of the song. So that was when I had to like bring the kick in to actually create a very great tone with the drum. So it came like very solid. So now the drum is actually counting for me. It's not part of the melody, but somehow we used it in the song. It wasn't supposed to be there, but we left it and Magixx liked it. So we had to put that. So for the drums, it was like more of like peck, snare, kick, bass, everybody showing themselves individually. Idea is don't crowd the beat, make it heavy, keep it open, and let the artist vibe as much as he can vibe. Then help him with a little bit of strings and bars and make sure the music is solid. So that's the idea of the song. So we're able to get the drums and we went ahead to get the melody bass for the verse and the chorus. So we have the verse with the drum bass. Wake up in the early morning, man, I stretch up. Also, cause I know they find love for Lagos. And you know I'm steady working for that paper. Smoke our blunts when we pays for location. If you ever need me, then you go aid us. Now I mean no trust, no friend, trust no neighbors. Put my trust in Jah, you know they fail us. Oh. Okay, now from here, now money really coco. We actually created like more vibe for that place. So we had extra stuffs like this. So this is the only splice sample I used in this project. I use a lot of splice samples, but for this project I used just one. So it's just like a vocal that's playing under the song to give it some soul, some drive, some calmness to at the same time. They help the artist to sing too as well. So that was where Magixx brought up the whole idea of the pre-hook and the hook. You know, it came from this part. So listen to this with the vocals. Coco, after money, Coco, sir. So maybe I should just play the acapella with some of those introductions, those things I did now for the chorus, so you guys just hear how it sounds. So it comes from here. Neighbors, put my trust in Jah, you know they fail us. I'm on in the coco. After money, coco, sir. So a lot of people feel like the ooh is actually a chord. No, it's not a chord. It's a sample. So, but it actually plays the role of a chord because it's actually complementing what the artist is singing and it's not disturbing what the artist is doing to at the same time. So we can use it there. Now, there's a part of this 808 that is really beautiful. So just for those people that want to learn how to use the 808, it's more of like slides. So just see how I played it here. It's 2 notes. So that's a slide that gives it this, so it keeps it like steady and not boring. So you can use that slide over a couple of other things. It can happen anywhere. You can play it at the beginning, at the end, just like. So I don't want to use it at the beginning, so I'll just take it out and play it at the end only. But that's how I use the 808. Another cool feature we use in this 808 is it has a cut itself. So when you go here and cut itself, whenever this 808 is playing again, it's not going to interlude in the next bounce. So it plays like this. So there's no part where the 808 is meeting with itself. Yeah, so basically that's it. The main elements of the song, we built it from like 808s, kicks and pegs and lovely chords to follow the entire music. And we're building it with some extra guitars we made from outside the recording process. It was made by Space. He just sent them to me and I was able to chop them and put them on the song. One other part I would like to show you again is the chorus and why it's really unique. So let's hear how that sounds. Now, that chorus, we added like extra chords, more chords again, but this time without the last notes, just simple chords, strides. Then we added more 808s and we kept the splice sample rolling all through the end of the chorus. Yes, so some of the plugins I used to get this project to where you guys have had it. I used the Omi's First Power Synth tool and I also used Nexus. I use Nexus a lot, especially for bars. It has really great synth bars. We used some of Contact to Contact 8. We also used Analog Lab V. Yeah, that was like give us the chord base, the chord base for our song. Analog Lab did that too as well. Then we used some samples from SARS. SARS gave us like some of the baddest peg on this project. So we used most of the pegs from SARS. Then I created like new pegs for the project. Like we used like some from Spoons, some ions, and we created like extra samples for the percussions. Yeah, basically that's it. Yes, I have one. I think I have one. Love in Lagos this summer. I hope. Loju, 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 Loju. Do I have something like that? You guys are putting me on the spot. Love. I'm thinking. I have a couple. Hmm? Maybe this can pass. Can that go? Perfect, have you? Hey guys, thank you for watching Producer's Highlight by Savant. This is the big breakdown for Urimi by Magixx. I'll see you guys next time again.